So I'm here with Dylan Mooney, the lead actor from Unreported, now available on Tubi. You may have also seen him on the BET crime series Family Business as the corrupt and ruthless Dez Bryant. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. We're actually IG Live too. Shout out to all my IG fans. I tagged you, Ryan. I think I tagged you. I don't really go IG Live enough. But yeah, man, thank you for having me. This is awesome.
Of course. Um, where are you from originally?
So originally I'm from Santa Barbara. You know, we call, it's the gangster capital of the world.
The
All the
Golden State Killer, you know?
Exactly. All the hardened criminals come out of Santa Barbara. I'm just playing. No, I'm from Santa Barbara originally, but I've been out in LA, man, for quite some time. I played basketball.
Okay.
I came out here in '99, played basketball, PCC, ended up getting a scholarship up north. And then I always knew I was going to be an actor, so I gave up my scholarship and came back in '03 and been here ever since.
And you eventually went to Cal State LA, and that's where you graduated from, like with theater and arts.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So I went exactly. So I went up north to play ball. I didn't finish. I could have graduated, but long story short is I came back, as I mentioned, and went to Cal State LA. Graduated from there with a theater arts and dance degree. Dance not being my strong suit. Um, but yeah, man, to graduate from there, it's a great school, great program. Shout out to all my Golden Eagles in the area who are watching.
when did you begin your professional acting career?
So the thing is, I really wanted to get my degree underneath my belt. I promised my grandmother I would graduate from college. So when I transferred back to Cal State LA, because I was playing basketball at a private school, most of my classes could not transfer over to the Cal State system. So I had to take a lot of classes over again. So I ended up basically doing another 3.5 years of college, extra college, and then didn't really start my professional career till about '07-ish. And I started as kind of getting into the model game, which I could not stand. Um, and I stopped that real quick. They made me grow my hair out. They told me they wanted me to look blacker, and finally, I basically said, "Screw off. I'm not doing this anymore. I know who I am and what I want to do." So I fired all my modeling agents and just went full time, after film and television, and been doing that ever since, man. Yeah.
What was your first role?
My first role, I played a love interest. I was the lead in this short film, and it was made by a friend of mine, Nikki Love. Nikki Love is now vice president. I think that's her title at All Black. I did her first short film. So Nikki Love, if you are watching this, shout out to you. She gave me my first actual real credit, and it was dope. And she's an awesome filmmaker. She ended up being very successful. I worked with her again, and now she's doing some big things over at All Black. So I'm real proud of her, and hopefully we get to work together again. Hire me, Nikki. Damn it!
That's awesome.
Shoot.
Uh, one of the things I love about your work is that you have a lot of range. You do comedy and drama, and I'm really impressed by your work.
I appreciate it.
What do you prefer?
Oh man, that's a tough question. Uh, I would say drama comes easier, but I love comedy. I love dry comedy.
Okay.
I'm pretty good at dry comedy. Then I love both. I guess it's kind of hard to say, but a good drama can really you can really get in, bring your soul to it, and get into the emotion of it all. So that's always fun.
One of your most notable roles is on Till Death Do Us Part. What was it like working on that feature film?
That was a good time. That film, with shout out to Tay Diggs and Chandrella Avery and all those people. Well, I had a great time, man. I got to work with some great people on that film. For whatever reason, I always play bad guys. My mom always says it's because of my caterpillar eyebrows. So these things right here make me look evil. But I think I'm a nice guy in real life, Ryan. We met on the strike lines, and
Yeah,
so
really nice. You're great, man.
I appreciate it, man. You too. But yeah, so I got to play another bad guy in that film. It was a great time. Really, really good, fun shoot, and the film did very well. Got top 10 domestic, gross top 10 domestically when it was released over the weekend. Over the weekend, so yeah, man, it was a good time.
And you've also like worked on one of the biggest television shows of all time, Modern Family. That's incredible. What was it like, that experience?
Man, that was crazy. Modern Family is such a hard television show to get on, number one. I was in the when we were getting the makeup done and stuff, um, I was in the trailer getting my makeup done next to people who said that they have auditioned for Modern Family like 17 times, one person said. And they were like, "Oh, how many times have you auditioned?" I was like, "What?" Um, I felt bad.
Well, you got it on your first time. That's great.
Yes. But yeah, man, it was super fast, man. We sorry, that's my dog next door, the neighbor's dog next door. But we went in there. I mean, I like literally I landed, the driver took me up to set, walked on there, and I'm telling you, within 5 minutes I was shooting, and within 30 minutes I was done. But the most awesome part about it is I got to spend time with Ed O'Neill after we shot our scene, and he just was telling stories after stories, and it was awesome. I got to know him real well, and then my good friend is the creator writer of the show too. His name is Christopher Lloyd.
Oh wow.
So he was there, with me and talking to Ed. So it was a great time, man. I love that set.
Yeah, that's really cool. You've also like had a recurring role in the BET series Family Business where you play this corrupt and ruthless detective Dez Bryant. What is
Yeah.
that experience like?
Oh, that's great, man. We just got picked up for season 5. I'll be shooting again in January. They're already shooting now. So shout out to all my castmates and all the crew. I can't wait to see you guys in January. It's going to be awesome. But man, I really, really enjoy being on that set, man. That set is full of love, first and foremost. Like everybody is so kind and generous, and it's just loaded with talent all over the place. And every time I come in, I play it. I always tend to give people bad news, like, "Hey, this person's dead, just so you know. Do you want me to go find the person and kill him?" I play a bad guy. I don't want to give away too much, but I play a corrupt detective, as you said. Um, but yeah, man, every time I'm there working with everybody, I just feel so blessed and grateful to be on that set, man, and to be coming back again for season 5 is just they've been so good to me, and I'm just super grateful for the opportunity.
How important is gratitude in your life?
Gratitude is everything. I mean, you know, when you walk it and live it and talk it, things seem to come your way. When you live in gratitude, I also teach the business of acting. A lot of the business of acting, I teach privately, and I also teach at the Lee Strasberg.
Yeah, alumnus of Lee Strasberg. Shout
Okay,
out to
yeah.
Lee Strasberg. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. You started teaching there like right after I left. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I
Well,
missed.
that's a
I could have used your your.
man. I mean, I'm telling you, it's the greatest program I think out there. With of course, there's like Juilliard and things like
Right, right.
that.
But
But Lee Strasberg it's just a great institute. So my point being is, I teach the business of acting. A lot of it is teaching actors how to, you know, it's not just like materials and tangible things and things that you can do logistically, and I have 7 philosophies that I have actors live by, but which is mostly oriented around gratitude and going out and taking your career into your own hands um, through gratitude and hard work and not you know gimme, 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 gimme.
Right.
What can you do for other people as well? You know, so gratitude is everything, man. I'm a Jesus guy. I love the Lord,
Oh, that's
and
incredible. Yeah. I
so
I'm a Christian too. Like, how does that affect, like, does it influence like the roles you'll take? Like if you get offered something, is there certain roles you wouldn't do?
there's no role that I won't do unless it's porn. Okay,
Oh.
that's the one. That's the one role I'm not going to be doing. But if you saw Unreported is pretty heavy. I mean, it deals with sexual assault, um, and it's pretty hardcore and intense. So those I love roles that are challenging, um, and that don't just come easy. You have to really dig in there and go all the way. I'm a go all the way type actor. A lot of people don't know yet how I don't want to say just how deep I can go. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I noticed that though, like watching like your work, I was looking at it like, before the interviews, just like to kind of research, and I enjoyed that watching you, that you do, you're not afraid to like go there and
No, I'm not. I'm not, and I'm trying to produce my own opportunities as well as booking roles and stuff like that. But the world doesn't know yet, and they're being put on notice now. But once that role happens, the world's gonna find out just exactly what type of actor I am, and they're gonna go, "What?
yeah.
I didn't even know." Because I play a lot of
Yeah,
supporting roles in TV and.
I feel with you, like definitely like your trajectory, like it has kind of been like impeded a little bit by like COVID and then like the SAG after strike happening.
Mm,
Can you kind of like speak about like having those like little intermittent breaks, like where like work
yeah,
stopping?
yeah. The COVID stoppage was um, out of nowhere for everybody. I mean, it wasn't just me. It wasn't just actors for sure. It's people that work below the line,
Right.
crew. It just really took its toll on the entertainment industry and a lot of industries overall. Um, and being out of work for that long, actually, booking the recurring role on Family Business was my very first job that I had in over 2 years. So there was like a 2 year gap where I didn't work at all,
Wow.
which most actors didn't. And when I came back, it was like a different world, man, with the masks and zones and testing and retesting and you can't be over here, stay in your trailer sort of deal. And it was just like you couldn't it was to say the least, it was hard to be like intimate on set with people, like get to know people, talk to people. And it was like, boom, you don't work for 2 years, and then boom, you're on set, and your first scene in 2 years is with Ernie Hudson. And and,
Well, I was gonna
and,
ask you about that. What was it like working with Ernie Hudson? He's such a great actor. Like, I've admired him since
and
I was a kid.
he is just well, first of all, we know he's a legend,
Right,
and he's iconic for especially for our people,
right.
but the world knows him, and he just working with him. He's just so speak of gratitude and kindness, man. He is the epitome of generosity. He is a sweet, kind man who is giving on set, giving when we're not working, just super approachable, humble. He all the great adjectives I can describe him. I mean, I could go on for days, but he is just so fun to work with. And yeah, it was a trip though. Like I was actually a little nervous because it had been 2 years since I'd worked, and just to be like, okay, here you are. And most of the scene was me speaking. So it was like Ernie and all the sick, like a few of the series regulars. just staring at me like this, while I talk. And it was like, whoa, okay. So it took me I had to get warmed up. I had to go back, say, can we do that one more time? I did that a couple times, just to make sure I got it. But it ended up being great. And yeah, he's really super fun to work with.
You've talked about actors that you enjoy working with, like Ed O'Neill and then Ernie Hudson. Obviously, like, was there any actors that you haven't worked with that you would like to?
Oh man, God, there's a ton. Um, you know, God, that's a loaded question. I want to work with so many actors. I can't even I don't even know where to start with that one. Um, I really want, when it's all said and done, I want my career to matter. I want to make a difference.
Okay.
I don't want to just I want to, of course we have to make money, and I want to be in a position where I'm making enough money to support my family and not living job to job and things like that. So that's important, but more importantly is making a difference within the film and television industry, where they go back and watch it. People go back and watch that film or that series over and over and over again because it meant that much. Um, and that's the goal, I think, for actor. Well, the goal for actors is to work.
Yeah.
But and then I want to make a difference. That's why I said I'm putting the world on notice. Once I get that role that everybody sees. Unreported was a great coming out party for me. Um, but once that I get that one where everybody watches, um, then it's gonna I tend to go on a steep incline from there in terms of roles and making a difference, things like that.
One of the things you're doing outside of acting is creating apps, and that's definitely making a difference for actors. You created Actor Trade, along with like your other partners. What was the inspiration behind that?
The inspiration was it's the same story I've told everybody. Forever, my wife was rehearsing with me
Okay.
for all of my auditions, and I'm a rehearsaholic, so I do a lot of written work before I even start. Character analysis, script breakdown. So I do a lot of that before I even start, and then when I start rehearsing, I can rehearse for hours. And so my wife works a regular 9 to 5 job. And so for years and years and years, she would come home from a job and help me rehearse over and over and over and over and over again. Imagine this as a working person. She did it because she loves me, but she hated it forever. Then one day, I'll never forget, I got like 3 auditions at once. And I basically texted my wife, said, hey, when you get home, we need to rehearse. I'll be off book. I'll be ready. I got 3 auditions, so we got a lot to do. Didn't hear nothing from her. Crickets, nothing. And that's not like my wife. I'm like, she ain't hitting me back right now. Something ain't right. So I don't even talk to her until she gets home, and she opens up the door, little Colombian lady, um, and she's red. Her face is red, almost like she was embarrassed, like she's about to say, like she's about to divorce me. Like that's like it's like that red. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she just goes, babe, I love you, but I hate rehearsing and I'm not doing it anymore. And so that day I had nobody to rehearse with. And I thought in my head, if I'm having this problem where I can't find somebody to rehearse, I bet you there's 1,000 million other actors that have that same problem. So I started like writing down stuff and coming down with this idea for this app called Actor Trade, where actors can rehearse and self tape with each other anywhere in the world, and nobody needs to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened is I went out and got an investor, we got it made, and here we are, 5-ish late years later, I believe. We were featured in Variety and LA Business Journal.
Yeah.
So we're real proud of it. We've surpassed 25,000 users now around the world. We created a Facebook community called Rehearsal and Self Tape Partners for Actors, where all actors should join at number one. That has 20,000 plus members in it, and basically actors post in the group, "Hey, looking for need a reader at this time, this day," and then actors just help each other, and they do this all day long. It is one of the greatest tools for actors out there. So yeah, man, real proud of that.
Definitely. What's next for you?
Well, so I just did two movies right before the strike. Thank God. One of them's called The Comic Shop, coming out in 2024, starring Jesse Metcalf, Tristan Mays, Eric Roberts is in it, a bunch of other guest cameo stars. I have a supporting role in it, and I also have another supporting role in this other movie coming out called Persona, featuring led by Shanti Lowry, Sophia Ali, God, Omar Gooding's in it, couple other really well-known, great actors, directed by Mike Ho. So yeah, man, it's
Yeah.
got I got some work right before this strike happened. Thank God.
Man, Dylan Mooney, thank you so much for like, taking the time. I really appreciate you. It's really great to see like all the success you're having. And I enjoyed like actually meeting you in real life, at the SAG after strike, really great along with Joe Thornton Jr., so
Shout out to Joe. Yeah, yeah. I really appreciate this, man. Thank you for interviewing me and taking the time out. And yeah, man, keep doing your thing as well, man. My Lee Strasberg brother.
definitely peace.
All right, man. Thank you.
For sure.